everyone, greetings for the day. I'm Priyanjali from All About Skin Wellbeing team. I'm sure all of you must be keeping good health. We all know taking good care of your skin is important for more than just your appearance. As the largest organ, your skin becomes the most essential to your overall health. A fungal infection is very common on your skin or nails. Fungal infections or mycosis are diseases caused by a fungus, yeast, or mold. Mild fungal skin infections can look like a rash, can be itchy, and annoying. So let's connect today with our skin expert, Dr. GP Rekha Cholan, live from Chennai, to enlighten us on the topic of fungal infection. Dr. GP Rekha Cholan is a consultant dermatologist based in Chennai, India, with over 8 years of experience in the field. She earned her MD in dermatology, venereology, and leprology from Chengalpattu Medical College in 2019. She practices at Dr. Cholan's Ortho and Derma Care Clinic, Pamal. And today we have her here with us, and she'll be sharing her insights on fungal infection. So, doctor, let's quickly dive into the first question. Let's know in your language what is fungal infection.
Okay, first of all, a very good morning to all the viewers and whoever is going to watch this. And I'm so glad to be a part of this. And thanks for the introduction. So, coming to the proper topic, that is fungal infection. Being in this part of India, this part of the world, which is a very hot tropical part, which is very hot, so leading to certain type of skin infections. The one of the most common is the fungal infection. The higher temperature, humidity, all dives into a particular skin condition, the fungal infection. So, which is very, very common in day to day life. We see many cases. So, it is very apt to talk about this at this time. So, what is fungal infection? So normally we have a clean skin. Everybody has a clean skin due to certain factors like what I said, the heat, the humidity, the sweat, and certain like a reduced immunity due to various conditions like diabetes. We get into certain infections. One of the most common infection is the fungal infection. It is the infestation of a skin by a fungus, like we say in Tamil, punjakrimi. So whenever our body is so sweaty or very hot, or whenever it is very soggy, we get it, infected with the fungus. That is a fungal infection. There are a lot of types of fungal infections that we'll later see on. So yeah.
Right. So, how do we normally deal with this fungal infection? What is the correct way to deal with it?
Okay. First of all, we need to know how a fungal infection will look like. We all know in Tamil we used to say padar tamarai. That is the most common. Dermatophytosis is the most common fungal infection that many
Mhm.
people get infected with nowadays. How will you diagnose it? How will we know that we are having a fungal rash? First of all, the fungal rash happens to occur in all the occluded places like our groin or the
Mm.
armpits or under the breast or the gluteal region, the buttock region where we sit, no, where whichever area is very like closed, occluded, where sweat can accumulate. There is a lot of heat and sweat within, no. In those sites, particularly when we get an itchy rash, nalla aripoda itchy rash, which are round, annular in shapes. So then we can suspect a fungal infection. There are a lot of the types of fungal infection like themal, we used to tell in Tamil. So white or black colored spots, round, non-itchy spots over the upper side of the back. And sometimes we can also get the vaginal, the intimate part, genital itching or any cracks over the private parts of the men. So these are all the common clinical features of the fungal infections. If you
Mhm.
found to have any of these kind of symptoms, you need to come to a board certified dermatologist so that we can diagnose what type of fungal infection it is and we can 100% treat it with the correct medications. Yeah.
Right. But doctor, tell us, does fungal infection in different parts have different causes behind it?
No, a single fungal infection, like I said, it can occur in any part, say it in all those occluded places which I said. So, a
Hmm.
single fungal infection can manifest in varying ways. It can come over the face, but usually on the face, it is common for children and the elderly. For the most common
Right.
people who come to us with fungal infection, that is the middle age, they get over the occluded, those closed parts, the private parts, or the under the breast, armpit, groin, and all. That is the most common site. A single fungus can cause infection at any of the site from head to toe, even in the hair, scalp, or the nails, the palms, or the soles. Anywhere it can cause. It need not be different causes. We need to diagnose which type of fungus it is.
Right. Now, doctor, you also mentioned about the vaginal fungal infection. Also,
Yeah,
you told us that whenever one sees such symptoms, they should immediately visit a nearest dermatologist. Now, for the
yeah.
cases for vaginal fungal infection,
Hmm.
where do the patient actually visit? Whom do the patient actually visit? A dermatologist or a gynecologist?
Okay. First of all, everybody has a like confusion whether to tell this the outside or not. There's a lot of
Right,
stigma within it. The first
right.
thing you have to open up because it is
Hmm.
your skin. You have to save yours. Nobody else will come. So first, be opening out your symptoms. So what do you
Hmm.
have? Either to any doctor you can go, but if you want to go to the proper board certified specialist, it will be if you have infection over the skin of your private part, no, it is us, the dermatologist and the venereologist, whom you
Right.
have to seek. If you find like the lower abdominal pain or internal symptom, you can even meet a gynecologist. Even they can also treat the same condition. If sometimes not, they'll refer to us. So it is better if you have a fungal infection over your vulval skin, you need to come to us, the dermatologist.
Mm-hmm.
So first open up to any doctor at least. Most of the people, what they do is they are very shy of talking about these symptoms, and they get it home
Right.
treated. They put a lot of turmeric, soaps, irritants, and they get it severely infected or allergic, and then they come to us suffering a lot.
Hmm.
And many patients with the private part, the vulval itching, no, even have extreme thoughts which are not so good. So it is better early, initially you come to us dermatologist. It's a very simple, we give a cream or a tablet for a week, you'll get cured.
Right, right. Doctor, let's quickly talk about another serious kind of fungal infection, which is very stubborn. We know the fungal infection around the nails,
Yeah,
which normally we see in our Indian households. Women, they
yes, true.
extensively suffer from the same. Also, it takes a lot of time to get cured. So, the
Yeah.
main reason behind it, regular usage of water, maybe. What can be the main cause behind it?
So, as I said, the fungus can affect any part of the body, be it the
Right.
nail or the skin fold around the nail. That is the nail fold. So, we call it as
Mm-hmm.
paronychia. As you rightly said, it is common among the household housewives or whoever soaks their
Mm-hmm.
hands and feet for a long time in water. Because of the chronic immersion in water, similarly, the wetness will attract the fungus. So, or
Mm-hmm.
some other causes of these fungal nail infection is their reduced compromised immunity, like in diabetes or whoever is taking a lot of tablets who are immunocompromised. These patients also can get the fungal nail infection. Why it takes a longer time? The the biology behind the skin and nail is different. The science behind it is different. It's a very slow growing, slowly differentiating structure. It usually takes around 3 to 6 months for a fungal nail infection of the fingernails to get resolved. For the toenails, it takes about 6 to 12 months. But nowadays, there are a lot of recent treatments coming in. We have been introducing laser into the nail treatment. Before it was like we have to take
Mm-hmm.
tablets for the 6 months or 12 months, which was little tough for the patient. Nowadays, laser
Right.
takes care of a large part of the thing. We monthly give a laser shot to the infected nail. We need not take any kind
Mhm.
of tablet. Mostly with this laser and topical certain medications, you get cured in a shorter duration of time, like within 3 months also, we do fine. So laser
Right.
centers are available, and it is best to go to a person who has laser in their setup for fungal nail infections. I do prefer to a dermatologist.
Right. Also, doctor, this condition is contagious, right?
Yeah. Not all the fungal infections are contagious. The vulval, the vaginal leaching, which I said, is mostly not contagious. It happens to that person alone. Only when their immunity is less, they'll get infected with it. Not it will be transmissible to all the people who are having good immunity. It can't get transferred. The common fungal infection, which I told, the padartamre, the jaw itch, or the dermatophytosis, is contagious. Once you get diagnosed, you have to get treated yourself immediately. If you delay, it can spread to every one of your family member or your close circle people. So that usually we see whole family comes to us for treatment. So there is cost waste, time waste, and also the suffering is more when a lot of people get infected in a home. If you don't treat your family members and one person gets treated, cross infection again and recurrence again will be there. So it is definitely the dermatophytosis is contagious.
Right. What about the nail fungal infection? Is it also contagious?
Yeah. So nail fungal infections, we have to see with what it is infected. Like I told, Candida, which causes the vaginal itching, no, can also infect the nail. If that causes the nail infection, it's not transmissible. In many cases, the same dermatophytosis will also affect the nail. I already told you dermatophytosis is contagious. So if they cook or if they handle things, if the person who's receiving is little reduced with their immunity, compromised with their immunity, then there can be a
Exactly.
transfer. It is not very contagious like
Mhm.
the skin infection, but definitely there is a chance of transmission.
Right, right. So, what are the normal habits or things we can normally, apply or imply in our regular basis in our Indian household in order to stay away from it or in order to avoid the contact of fungal infection?
Yeah. So whoever is coming with fungal infection to us, apart from the medications which treats the condition, we also give a list of instructions or advices to the patient, which takes care about 30 to 40% of the infection by the instruction itself. So it is very, very important you follow both of these to get completely cured. The things we have to follow is that it's mainly because of the sweat and humidity, humidity, high humidity. So you have to take bath at least twice a day. Once you finish your household works where you sweat a lot, you finish your cooking or you come back from the work, you have to definitely take a bath again. So 2 times you have to take bath. Wear light cotton cloths which absorb the sweat or where aeration is possible. Do not wear tight fitting jean you have to definitely avoid, and tights, leggings, so all that occlude your skin and do not leave your skin to breathe. You have to avoid all those types of dresses. So light cotton cloths. You can even apply or put some talc which absorbs the sweat no in your all the joint folds. And definitely you have to wash all your clothes and dry it up in hot sun. Never put it in the shaded region. So you have to dry it up in the hot sun so that the fungal spores in the dress also gets destroyed. And you do not wash your clothes along with the people who are not infected in the home. You have to separately wash your clothes. Do not share your soap, towel or anything. And if you have any threads over your hand or the waist region where the infection happens, it will be a source of the fungus. So you have to remove all those threads, and you have to be dry. Your dress has to be hot and dry. Your skin has to be dry. There should be no sweat or any locking of the sweat inside. So these are the main kind of things. And one more thing, whoever is getting infected, please come for a treatment as early as possible. These are the instructions that
Right.
everyone has to follow to keep a good skin during summer.
Right. Now, let's quickly dive into the diagnosis of fungal infection. How do we normally diagnose when patient comes to us with such issues? What is the diagnostic procedure?
So usually 99% we diagnose it clinically, because this is a very common, these 8 years, all these 8 years, every day we are dealing with fungal infections. So not even a single day will pass without a fungal infection. So on seeing clinically itself, 90-95% will diagnose. Some cases it will be like little confusing when they apply external creams from over the counter shops, or they apply steroid, which is commonly given in the medical shops without prescription. No, the picture changes. So when they come to us, we do not see the classical picture that is expected. So in those challenging cases, we may need to do certain investigations. Sometimes we do scrape the skin and send to lab for fungus, or in rare difficult cases, we do take a biopsy and then send for fungal culture and sensitivity sometimes. So either scraping or biopsy if needed. But most of the cases, just you come to us on clinical examination itself, it's easy to diagnose.
And what is the first line of treatment which we normally suggest our patients?
So first line, it depends. If less than 20% body surface area is involved, only a single patch is there, just creams are also enough. But mostly patient don't come in that small stage. So mostly they come in little bit wider spread only. So mostly they'll, along with the creams, we may need to give certain medications. Those medications and the doses will depend upon the severity, age, and the comorbidities and health condition of the patient. So tablets definitely under the dermatologist supervision. Apart from that, the
Right.
instructions that I give.
Now, right. Now, doctor, what is the most serious kind of fungal infection? We know a lot of people, as you said, that people normally they do not come in the initial stage. Once they see the worst case scenario, and then they are scared, and then they normally visit the doctor. So before that, uh, there are a lot of steps which they take in at their
Yeah.
household, or a lot of things which they think कि,
Hmm.
अरे ये करेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएगा. So,
Yeah.
what is the worst case scenario of a fungal infection, and what is the worst fungal infection amongst all of them that you have already mentioned?
So, to not like worse, but which is a bad case we feel is that people who come after a long period of exposure, like long period of having the infection. People sometimes come, we have 2 years of fungal infection on our body, or 1 year, more than 6 months. It is little severe, and people sometimes have extensive involvement, not like only the pockets which I told. From head to toe, when you undress the patient, the entire body will be getting involved with fungal infection. And sometimes they bring their child, like 6 months old, 3 months old, with having a large patch of fungal infection where administering drugs is little difficult. And people who have comorbidities like severe diabetes, renal dysfunction, or liver dysfunction, and they come with severe disease, giving tablets for them is little challenging for us. So those people who already have immunocompromised thing, or who have a deranged internal problem, has to come definitely early, so that we treat them with little medications. And who have severe nail infections which later lead to paronychia, that is painful inflammation of the the skin around the nail, no, those conditions are extremely difficult to treat, because it will be recurring, because they need to keep their hands in water, it will be recurring again and again. Sometimes they need to leave their job, and these areas, no, we find difficult to manage. And certain people out of chronic scratching even have suicidal thoughts sometimes. So these are the difficult cases where we need to manage the fungus and also the itching part. Sometimes we give even these sleeping tablets like things, so that they calm their mind down, so that in the elderly people and all. Yeah, these are little challenging cases, but it doesn't create any more seriousness like internal health illness. Doesn't penetrate mostly the infections that I told, dermatophytosis doesn't mostly penetrate our skin. It lives up to the layers of the skin only. Certain fungal infections can, even other candida and all, can even go inside to internal organs and all. Those cases are little more severe, where even we see the patients in ICU and all. Those things are different. Now I'm commonly talking about the external skin superficial fungal
Right.
infections.
Right. So, doctor, as you have already mentioned, that immunity plays a very important role when you're talking about fungal infection. So, is it possible that the person himself or herself is working on him or his or her immunity, and the fungal infection without any medication, or without any visiting or the dermatologist, the fungal infection has been cured? So, is it possible that such instances, do we get to see such instances as well?
No, there are a lot of infection which gets resolved by itself. It is mostly in the viral or the other infections. Coming to fungus, the immunity is important in containing the disease. Like you may not have a widespread disease, you may have a small patch. It will be for a long time limited to that patch. It is because of your fighting immunity, so that you can prevent the good immunity prevents the spread of the disease, but the fungus doesn't go by itself. You will definitely need treatment in cases of these dermatophytosis. So if your immunity is good, lesser treatment. If your immunity is bad, widespread, so longer treatment you may need. That's all.
Right. Now, also tell us, what are the antibiotics which normally treat fungal infection?
So for fungal infection, we do give topical creams and also internally tablets. Topically, there are a lot of azole creams like clotrimazole and eberconazole, liliconazole, and cycloperoxole. A lot of topical creams are there. Internally, we do give itraconazole, terbinafine, fluconazole, but there are dose variations among each and every patient depending on their weight, and also depending on their liver status and renal status or their age, the extremes of age, young child or the elderly. We do give certain tablets and we do not give certain tablets. For patients who are already on the cardiac drugs, we have to avoid certain drugs. So tablets, it's actually customized according to the patient. Creams, like what I told, any of these creams will be good to patients.
Right. Now, doctor, you are mentioning about the ozoles, the kind of medications which we normally use to treat fungal infection. But slowly and gradually, we are getting to see that the medication, the pattern of the medication are changing widely. Now, nowadays, we
Yeah.
see doctors, they do not just give the ozoles. There is a combination of medications which the doctor normally
Yeah.
refers the patients. So why this change all of a sudden? The medications
So,
used to work really very well previously. Why the sudden change?
yeah, yeah. The cases like previous days, only creams can even treat certain cases. You may not give any oral tablet or we give just the itching tablet and just creams which cured patients. Nowadays, we haven't seen any cream curing 100% any patient. Everybody needs an oral tablet. The thing is because maybe of the resistance. There is a thing called antibiotic resistance. It can be due to various causes. When inadvertently, without asking a doctor, over the counter, you take some cream and put. Everybody knows what to do for a jock itch. No, we all know they buy a cream. So that is the antifungal cream that shouldn't be given to everyone. Only if you have fungal infection, we have to give antifungal. For any infection, any skin problem, you give certain medication that is particularly antifungal. If you use it for a long time without any supervision, the fungus will help you know how to live beyond this antibiotic. That is called resistance. Okay, so the cream doesn't work anymore because the fungus becomes stronger. Then there are certain mechanisms, a lot of mechanism behind it. If you long term use without any supervision or antibiotic cream, the fungus can grow beyond it. It can survive beyond it. It will even form a biofilm and make the cream not work, and it will grow on the antifungal cream itself. It can be like that. So it is mainly due to resistance. The resistance is mainly due to without clinicians' advice, people take the medicines over the counter from the medical shops. So it is the main reason beyond the resistance for which we all doctors are fighting for. Without the need, you should not take any kind of antibiotic, antiviral, or the antifungal. Only after getting confirmed, you have to take the tablet only under a doctor's supervision. So taking it for a longer time than
Right.
needed or taking it improperly, we usually give a course 3 weeks, 6 weeks like that. If you do not take it
Right. So we always suggest our viewers. Yes, please, please.
continuously for a particular period of time. So taking over the counter, taking irregularly, taking now and then, these all causes resistance. So we need to give higher antifungals which were not previously. This is the reason.
Right. Well, we always suggest our patients to go for a routine checkup, not to take any over the counter medications, or do not go to the chemist and ask कि भैया ऐसा this is the kind of issue I'm having, please इसका दवाई दे दो. That's not how it works. uh, we got to hear it from doctor today that such kind of cases are actually causing major issues, not just for the doctor, also for the patients. The pattern of treatment is being changed. The suffering has increased a lot. So stop over the counter medications. Make sure whenever you're facing any kind of issue, you visit a nearest expert. There are people to help you out with the best possible solution, and the entire process will be hassle free. So somehow, if you're thinking कि आप दो पैसा बचा लोगे by visiting a chemist, and you would think कि we can just cure it घर पे बैठ के, it's not how it works. Somehow uh, the hassle will be more. You are putting your health at risk. Also, financially, also, if you see, somehow it will cost you more. So, the best possible solution is always to visit your nearest expert. Now, let's quickly dive into the next question, Doctor. Uh, as we are talking about fungal infection today, we have heard about the kind there are over the counter medications. We are talking about it. Tell us, does those OC pills also, can it also cause fungal infection somehow?
Pardon, which pills?
Um, the kind of pills which we get, antifungals during the antifungals during pregnancy that we take, can it somehow affect our health as well?
So during pregnancy, particularly, we need to be careful about all the medications that we give. There are category A drugs, B drugs, which are safe during pregnancy, category C, D, and X, which we should not give. So usually, when patients are pregnant, when they are trying to pregnant, they come to us with fungal infection. We usually say, get your fungal infection cured in a month, and then try for your pregnancy. Because once you become pregnant, most of the drugs we are not able to give. So only certain medications we can give, so that you live with the fungus for a long time, and then the child comes, and then you feed along with your fungal infection. There's a risk of transmission. So a series of problems that carries out. So usually advise you get the medication within a month. You get yourself treated and then go for the pregnancy. But if they become pregnant, it's okay, not to worry. During the first trimester, first 3 months, we usually give only topical creams. We do not go for any kind of internal medications. Once they come to the second
Hmm.
trimester, still the infection is widespread, we give certain medications like epinephrine, and then again we nearing the birth stage, no, we do stop all the internal medication, we just give creams. So this is the case, but the people mainly around them, no, who get infected, they definitely have to get treated themselves, so they do not spread to the pregnant women.
Right. Doctor, also tell us about
Yeah.
oral contraceptive pills. We have also heard a lot of women, after taking oral contraceptive pills, they see a lot of changes in their body, especially the itching, which you have already mentioned. Can it also trigger the condition somehow?
No, the oral contraceptive pill doesn't make anything to do with the fungal infection. They are safe to take that. But
Mm-hmm.
if they are already infected with the fungus, they need to take OC pills also. At that time, giving
Mm-hmm.
certain medications, certain antifungal medications is little tough for us because certain medication interact with OC pills and make them less efficacious, so that they get failure of the OC pill drugs for which they are taking. So giving medications is challenging in that scenario, but OC pills per se do not cause any fungal infection.
Right, right. Uh, Doctor, the most troublesome aspect of a fungal infection is there is a tendency of reoccurrence of the condition.
Yeah.
So, first of all,
Hmm.
tell us why is it so? Why does it does not vanish completely? Why is always there a chance of reoccurrence?
Yeah. So whenever a patient, this is one of the challenging thing for us in practice too. Patients come with recurrence. So whenever a patient
Mm,
comes with recurrence, the first thing we do check in the patient is the compliance. Have they taken the treatment properly? Mostly
mm,
they would have not taken the treatment properly like what we have given. So that will be the commonest cause of recurrence. Some people do take it regularly, still they get recurrence. That in that case, we need to check the neighboring people around them, the family members. Sometimes some other people would have also got the infection, they would have not told. So they'll be the source of spreading the infection and again and again. So they need to be treated. The family members need to be checked in that case. The next thing, even when they take proper treatment, they get recurrence. Here comes the antibiotic resistance. They might have been harboring the infection, the fungus, which is already resistant to the common antifungals that we give. In such cases, it's quite challenging. We need to change the antifungal that we give from the routine one to the uncommon one. So the resistance is one of the causes of recurrence, where we need to send them for testing. We need to see which antifungal works, and then we need to give. And sometimes the instructions that I gave initially during my talk, no, it's very, very important. Who do not follow those instructions, it is also one of the cause for again getting the infection. Do not changing our lifestyle, no. So that is also one of the causes of recurrence. We need to address all of these. If everything is properly addressed, it is 100% curable, except for the resistance part, where it is quite challenging for us. We do have a certain set of patients who have years of like fungal infections. So very rarely, like in 1,000 cases, we see 1 or 2 cases like that.
right, right. So today, we after this discussion, the first thing we know is it's not just important to treat the fungal infection, it is also important to work on your overall health, be it your
Yes,
food,
exactly.
be it your lifestyle, be it your hygiene routine. Everything has to be maintained when we are talking about fungal infection, because
Yeah.
as a whole, this is how it works. You have to treat the condition as a whole, and somehow, whenever you are taking care of your body, you see a lot of changes in your health, irrespective
Yeah.
of the fact if it's fungal infection or any other condition.
Hmm.
It can always help you out working on your overall health. Now, doctor, you have also said that about the vaginal infection, that it's not that contagious. But tell us, for all those people
Hmm.
who cannot use the toilets frequently, or who works in the office surrounding and they are bound to use the public toilets, can frequent usage of such public toilets also somehow uh, trigger the condition if the person is already having a weak
Uh,
immunity, suppose?
Yeah, using unhygienic toilet spaces do pose a small risk of infection, but it is not the major cause. The major cause is because of our own immunity, of our own health only, the vaginal itch. Most commonly, the people who get the vaginal itching, the candidial fungal infection is mainly because most of the cases are diabetic, pre-diabetic. So undiagnosed pre-diabetic. So usually we give a blood sugar test. Many of them we have diagnosed diabetes because of this vaginal itching. So one of the commonest causes is the internal immunity getting lowered, like diabetes or taking any immunocompromised drugs. Other things, if they take antibiotics for a long time, no, so if they take antibiotics for a long time, there is a good bacteria present in our vagina that gets destroyed as a side effect of these long-term antibiotic. So once the good bacteria gets destroyed, the fungus will overgrow. It will have more space, more energy to grow. So that is one of the cause for getting a fungal infection after oral antibiotics. So, and some
Right.
people do douching or excessive vaginal cleansing with soaps and water, which still makes the area like you should not excessively wash. You have to properly,
Exactly.
regularly, like once or twice you can wash. If you overwash also, the good bacteria will get destroyed. You'll get secondary fungal infection. These are the common causes. Apart from that, that one what you asked is not the major cause of this fungal infection of the vulva.
Now, because you have already mentioned about the washing, doctor, there are a lot of products available in the market at today's time. A lot of washes are available to clean up the vagina. But previously, we never heard of such washes. I mean, our mom never told us that use this. Is it really important to use such washes, or just washing it with water is enough?
We usually do not recommend any heavy washes for that area because the skin over the private part is very, very gentle, soft, and sensitive. So it do not bear the heavy chemicals that you use. Usually, the common cause of itching that we see in the private parts is because of the over care that they do. So some people excessively wash with soaps, excessively use those washes, make the area so dry, which in turn causes itching. So the area becomes sensitive. Area which should be moisturized and like properly moisturized becomes over dry and it causes itching. The main cause behind itching in the vulval region is their over excessive care, taking care of the thing. So we usually prefer, like normally take bath twice a day. In that you wash the area. You have to wash from the front side to the back side, not in the reverse. And you can use mild gentle soap, that is enough. Do not use excessive antiseptics, turmerics, sandals, or any kind of these irritants. If you have any kind of like excessive itching, you can just warm your water and cool it up. In the you can put a pinch of salt. The saline water wash is safe. Applying a mild moisturizer is safe. Apart from that, nothing is needed for the region. Doing excessive things will worsen the condition.
Right. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the topic again. Doctor, what if the person is already suffering from fungal infection? Any of the person, may it be male, may it be female, can sexual intercourse while the person is already suffering from fungal infection can spread to the partner?
Yeah, definitely there is a risk because skin to skin contact is the mode of transmission in these jock itch or the dermatophytosis. So there is definitely a chance. It is not a complete contraindication for the normal intercourse that they have, but there is definitely a chance of getting infected. The partner can get infected, but once they start taking medications, no, the spread actually lessens. So it is not that infective when they start taking tablets. So once they take tablet in a week or two, they mostly stop shedding that much fungus. So they become less infective. We do not see who are on treatment. We do not see them making the infection spread to the partner. But who are not getting treated, they have extensive infection over that area. They are literally potential source to their partners. But once they start taking medications, it is little safer. In 2 or 3 weeks, we cure the condition. So they mostly come out of it.
Right, right. Now, also, let's talk about another situation where we see a lot of spread of fungal infection. The gym. People nowadays, they are very much fitness conscious,
Yeah.
and the gym environment is a place where it's not possible to sanitize all those equipments every single day. The sweat is released, and there are contacts of a lot of person from different parts. Maybe you never know. So, tell us, firstly tell us that is heavy workout suggested for the patients who are suffering from fungal infection? Is it safe if they are working out on a regular basis after suffering from the condition?
Yeah, gym is one of the potential areas where we get cases of fungal infections from. There is easily accessible. interspread because of the sweat being shared between the people on the couches or wherever. So it is better, if you have a fungal infection, you want to go to gym, you should take your treatment. Okay, if you are on drugs, if you are on tablets for antifungal tablets, the shedding and the spread significantly reduces. It is better for a week or two you take the tablet, and then a little bit you reduce the load of the fungus, and then you go. And you can use individual towels wherever you want to lie or sit. No, you can use big individual towels. You do not share the same plain couch. You can put a big towel so that it absorbs your sweat. So everyone who's not having the fungal infection, also better you take your individual things and go. And once you come out of the gym, no, you have to regularly take bath, and you have to dry all your gym clothes in hot sun. So these things are important. Once you take tablet, the shedding reduces, so you're a little safer.
Right, right. Well, again, as said, that maintaining your personal hygiene is very much important.
Yeah,
Now, this is for the
definitely.
gym goers, but people who are still in their home situation or in the office situation or traveling on a regular basis, make sure you're cleaning yourself properly. Not too much, not very less. It has to be balanced. So too much cleaning is also not good, can hamper your health
Yeah.
somehow. And also not maintaining a proper hygiene. We have already heard that it can cause a lot of condition. Doctor, tell us, what if a person is suffering from ringworm on their feet? What can be the major cause behind it, and how do we prevent ourselves from having ringworm on our feet?
Yeah, okay. Ringworm on our feet is quite different from what we see on the skin. So it will be like a peeling of skin, like peeling, itching, or sometimes light fissures or cracks over the skin. It will be localized to usually one feet commonly. So this will be the presentations in the fungal infection over the feet. The common causes behind it is who has excessive water immersion. Sometimes who cooks or who washes a lot, no, who have chronic immersion of their feet in water. That is one of the common cause. And who some people sweat a lot, hyperhidrosis. We used to say palmoplantar hyperhidrosis. So who sweat a lot, constantly soak the area in water. So those people are the one who get a common fungal infection. Or those who don't get treated themselves for the infection over the skin, they spread to the feet. Or who has diabetes, we also do commonly see over the feet. Or who wears close occluded shoes for a long time, no, the sweat accumulates, and you don't wash your shoes or your socks properly. That is also one of the common cause of spread. Here also the treatment is the same, the antifungal, but we give for an extended period, like for 3 months, 2 to 3 months, we used to give for the infections over the palms and soles. So this is the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So for the feet, doctor, can walking bare feet also be one of the cause behind it?
No, walking bare feet can get us infected with a lot of other conditions, but not this fungus. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. With
For
that,
you,
doctor, I
we
can see
can
a few
get fungal
questions
infection
coming
by
up
walking
from the
barefoot on the
viewers.
knees, but it is those things are little like heavier fungal infections, the deeper fungal infection which goes to inside the skin and goes to the subcutaneous tissue, bone, and all. Those bigger fungal infections can occur if you walk barefoot in the fields or in the farming area, but not the fungal infection that we are talking about, the common superficial fungal infections. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, as I said, that we can see a few questions coming up from the viewers. The first question,
Yeah.
doctor, comes from Anuj Kumar, who asks, "Can excessive sweating lead to fungal infection?"
Definitely. Excessive sweating doesn't cause fungal infection. Excessive sweating is one of the predisposing condition which can attract fungus from the surrounding infected person. So it comes and sits to your excessive sweaty areas. So it doesn't per se, if you sweat, you don't get fungal infection. You get excessive sweating, you don't wash them, you get soaked with your sweat. So if your surrounding people in your home or work has fungus, it will come to you. Yeah.
Right, right. The next question comes from Sona Sharma, who asks, "Can fungal infection cause hair thinning?"
So fungal infection of the scalp, which is not common in the middle age group, it is common in the neonates or the very young kid, no, the 1 year, 2 year kid. The young kids or the elderly can sometimes have fungal infections of the scalp. So in that case, if not treated, there can be round bald patches. The hair over that area falls. But once you get it treated, the hair grows again.
Okay. Very well. The next question comes from Pooja Sharma. Asks, can fungal infection look like psoriasis?
Definitely, fungal infection. The first thing we get confused with is psoriasis. So both will have a little similar picture. So like a patch of white patch adhering to the skin of the scalp, and sometimes the hair can also get infected with that. It can be confused with with psoriasis, but we can do a test. We do hair pull test. We remove the hair. We put a KOH and see under the microscope. We can see the fungal spores into the hair or outside the hair follicle. With that, we differentiate between these two and we treat them accordingly. The treatment is exactly opposite in the psoriasis and fungus.
Well, people who are suffering nowadays, I meet a lot of people who are suffering from psoriasis. I don't know why is this widespread, but people are suffering a lot, and they somehow believes that it is fungal infection, and they treat it by themselves. Guys, don't do this. Please visit our nearest dermatologist. The motto for today's live is only to educate all the people and to let you guys know that self medication is the worst thing you are doing to yourself. Don't do this.
Yeah, definitely.
um, yeah. Please do not do this. Visit your expert. I'm sure you will have a better solution and a better way to live your life after that. The next question, doctor, comes from John, who asks, do fungal infection affect digestion?
So fungal infection, we are now talking about the superficial skin fungal infections. So the superficial infection do not cross the skin epidermis at all. It
Hmm.
do not goes inside. There are very rare scenarios where it get inside, but the common thing, 99%, it stays only up to the skin. So it has nothing to do with our blood or our food or digestion. There is no need of any restriction of diet also. The external hygiene that I told is very, very important. Taking
Hmm.
medications is very, very important. Nothing to do with your digestion or inside.
Right. And I believe this is the last question, which comes from Purvi Mehra, who asks, can farmers get fungal infections easily?
Yeah, farmers are those people who sweat a lot, who work a lot under hot sun. So that is the main reason for them. The sweat and they commonly they 90% they stand in the hot sun. No, those are the predisposing condition where due to the sweat they can get fungal infection. But farmers are more at risk at deeper fungal infections that can come from the soil or the plants. They sometimes get over the fingers or the feet. Deeper fungal infection. Those things are little serious than the common infections that we tell. But the common infections which are now talking about can occur to them little commonly because of the sweat condition. If they maintain the hygiene, they are at no risk.
Right. And lastly, doctor, I think the answer itself will bring a sign of relief for all the people who are still watching us. Uh, it is treatable, right? Fungal infection is treatable.
Yeah, it is 100% treatable. Whether you're going to get treated in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks is going to differ. The treatment period is going to differ. If you come early, we'll treat you soon. You'll be 100% cured in a short period of time. If you come late, no problem, we'll cure you 100%, but it takes a little longer while you have to stick with your doctor. This is the only thing, but it is 100% curable, and it's one of the common infection. And we are happy if we see a fungal infection because you are 100% treatable. That is the condition. Yeah.
Right. Doctor, before we take a leave, any take home message for our viewers who has watched us so far?
So first of all, take home message. First, now I think after you have seen what we have shared now, you all will know what a fungal infection will look like. First thing, don't be shy. Open up to your family member. Open up to your nearby dermatologist. Come early. Get yourself treated early and get cured of the problem. We do see patients suffering a lot because of this infection. You need not suffer because of a condition which is treatable. In India, there are a lot of board certified dermatologists. We are not in a remote place or anything. So once you come to us, you'll be free of your skin problem. Many people are shy. They don't come. They suffer mentally a lot of. These are not at all needed. So it is 100% treatable. Feel safe. Come to a dermatologist. And first thing, don't be shy. And always, everybody who are in this tropical area, the hot region, follow the antifungal advices that we give so that you maintain your hygiene. We do see a lot of fungal infection cases, but we don't get it mostly because we know how to maintain. now we have taught you how to maintain. So even if your family members or someone is affected, follow those instructions, you won't get the infection at all. If you get beyond that, it's easily treatable. So feel free to come to us.
Well, that was the
Yeah.
expert advice for today, and that was Dr. GP Rekha Cholan for us. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your valuable time. It has been a very informative session for our viewers today, and we look forward to many more such sessions in coming time. Also, thank you, viewers, for your excellent participation. For more information and updates on skin health and care, stay connected on our Facebook page, All About Skin Wellbeing. We are also available on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. And it was a very nice session interacting with you. Your questions were really had a lot of meaning. And thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Doctor. You have a good day ahead.